What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Dylan Grubb here with Extreme.Outdoorsmen. If you guys are new here to the channel, make sure you go hit that subscribe button for me. Help me at 8,000 subs. I would really appreciate it. But in today's video, I'm going to be going over my top 5 favorite baits to throw on Lake St. Clair for big smallmouth bass. This video is actually requested by a bunch of my viewers, so I figured I would sit down and show you guys how to catch big smallmouth bass. I'm really excited about this video, and if you guys have been following my Instagram is right here. You know me and my dad have been destroying the smallmouth bass on Lake St. Clair the past couple of years, so I figured I'd show you guys a couple of the tips and tricks on how me and my dad catch big smallmouth bass on Lake St. Clair. So let's hop right into the video, and hopefully you guys learn what lures to throw on Lake St. Clair to catch big fish. So in today's video, guys, I'm going to be going over the lure, how to fish it, and also a quick clip of a fish catch with every single lure that I show you. And starting off is the Swimbait. This is a Z-bait X swimmer, and that is actually the bronze gizzard shad color. I caught all kinds of fish on this bait, or on this swim bait, last year and the past year. This is just one of my favorite all-time swim baits. And if you guys know Lake St. Clair, if you're throwing a swim bait, this is probably one of the easiest ways to catch a smallmouth bass, just throwing a swim bait. There's a bunch of different ways to work these lures, but in my opinion, I like to just make a super long cast and drag it along bottom super slow, and make sure you're always hitting bottom, guys. It's super important when you're throwing these swim baits, or pretty much any bait on Lake St. Clair. Hitting bottom is really important to get those smallmouth bass to hit your lure. But I got it paired up with a fish head swim bait jig head right there, and it just looks phenomenal right there with that eye. But this is my #1 lure on Lake St. Clair. So here's the fish catch. Oh, there he is. Yeah, fish on. First fish of the day, guys, on the swim bait. Yeah, dang, that's a big one. See him? Holy crap, that's a monster. Maybe a 6-pounder. Holy crap, that's a giant, guys. Maybe my biggest ever. Holy crap, oh, that's man, a big one. Probably. Yeah. That's crazy. That's a freaking mondo. Yeah, that was crazy. Alright, guys, well, I just landed the first fish of the day, and it is an absolute tank of a smallmouth. I was just casting out that swim bait, reeling it in super slow, and this freaking monster smallie drilled it. First fish of the day, guys. That is a great way to start out the day here on Lake St. Clair. Just check out that fish. That is just an absolute big one. Holy crap. There he goes, guys. Beautiful smallie. So next up, guys, we got the gold blade bait, and it's got the red eye right there, if you can see that. This is actually one of my favorite baits out there on Lake St. Clair. This is a super popular bait on Lake St. Clair as well. Pretty much everyone uses them when you're out there. You can just see like almost every boat launching these blade baits super far. What I'm doing with this, I'm just making super long casts, raising your rod and making this blade bait just go up and down all the way back. And I've caught some super big smallmouth on this gold, and also a white, and also a silver. These are all super good colors, but in my opinion, I really like the gold. I've caught some absolute giant smallies on this gold with the red eye, so this is a really good bait. Here's the fish catch. Yeah. Feels like a hog.
I got one.
Holy crap, guys, big one.
We're doubled up.
We're doubled up right now. I got a freaking toad.
I got a tank too.
Do you? Freaking tank, guys, on the blade bait. I just tied it on. My dad's got one on too. We got a double. Oh, got off. Alright guys, well I just caught this freaking tank of a smallmouth. Check that out. It's a beautiful freaking smallie on this blade bait right here. This gold blade bait. Just ripping it off the bottom. First smallie ever on a blade bait. I've been seeing a lot of people catch them, but check that out. It's fat. We're gonna weigh it real quick. .4 kilograms. For some reason, our scale doesn't work right now in pounds, so we gotta weigh it in kilograms. So check that out. Freaking nice one.
2.4 kilograms is 5.29 pounds.
All right, guys, 5.2. Super nice one. We're gonna throw it back. There it goes. Good fish. So next up, guys, we got the Rapala DD10 crankbait, and this is actually the color mule. And if you guys were watching my channel earlier last year, I think it was around like April, me and my dad were just absolutely hammering them on the crankbaits. What you're doing with this, you're just making long casts, and you're gonna want to really crank it down to the depth and make sure this is hitting bottom the whole time, because that is what's gonna trigger those smallies to drill that crankbait. But my dad caught an absolute giant on this crankbait. So if you guys are into crankbait fishing, make sure to check this one out if you're gonna be fishing on Lake St. Clair, because it catches tanks. And here we go with the fish catch. This is my dad's monster he caught last spring. Fish on. Holy crap, that's a monster, Dad. 6-pounder. That's a freaking maybe 6.5.
That's a giant. He inhaled that bait.
Grab him. Holy crap, Dad.
Mondo! They choked it, look at that. Monster.
Monster smallie.
22.5 inches.
Big ones are hitting today, guys. Just another look at that freaking monster smallie. It weighed, what it weigh? 275.
275 kilograms.
Just put it back. Monster, Dad. That's sweet.
Heck yeah. I'm gonna get the pounds. I'm gonna ask Siri. Hey Siri, what's 2.75 kilograms in pounds?
2.75 kilograms is 6.06 pounds.
We got her 6-pounder. Hell yeah.
It's
606.
Freaking Mondo.
Sweet. Yeah.
And next up, guys, this is a super common lure to throw pretty much anywhere in the country for big smallmouth bass, but this is the tube jig, and this is a green pumpkin color, or you can use like a chartreuse, or pretty much any tube jig out there on Lake St. Clair is gonna destroy the big smallmouth bass. I got it paired up with a Swagger tungsten tube jig right there. That's what I've been using all last year. They're super phenomenal tube jig hooks, and I really like them. But pretty much what you're doing with this, you're just throwing it out and just jigging it along bottom, or you can just drag it along bottom. And this lure catches big smallmouth bass, even like when they're on beds. You can just flip this to a bed, and the smallies will absolutely destroy it. So here's the fish catch. This is actually on a bed, so it's pretty cool. Oh, there he is down there. Oh, he had it. All right, guys, there's a big smallie right here on this bed. He's grabbed my tube twice. was cool. Oh, there he is. Yes. Nice one, guys. On the bed. Alright guys, well I just caught this smallmouth. It's probably like a 2.5, 3 pounder. I just saw a bed right there and I casted this tube jig right on the bed. This avocado color tube. Just flipped it right on the bed and he came up and drilled it. Nice smallmouth bass. These things are beautiful creatures, but gonna throw her back. Don't want to keep these fish out of the water too long. Alright guys, gonna release it back into the water. Nice fish. Off the bed. That was super cool. I saw him come up and grab it. There he goes. Back to the bed. And last but not least, guys, is the spinnerbait. If you're going to be out there on Lake St. Clair, you must have a spinnerbait tied on because those smallies love destroying big spinnerbaits. Right there, I got the white and chartreuse with willow leaf blades. That's always a really good bait out there on Lake St. Clair with the red eye right there too. Also, I throw an all white one, and that's what is going to be in this next video right here. But pretty much all you're doing with this is throwing it out and making long casts and reeling it in slow. You can even pause it and jerk it in. Just a bunch of different ways to work the spinnerbait to catch big smallmouth bass. So here's the fish catch, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. Aw, chance. Oh, there's one. Grab the camera. It's a nice one. Oh, yes. Grab the camera, babe. Alright guys, I got a nice one on right now. On the spinnerbait again. Alright guys, another one on the spinnerbait. They're tearing up the spinnerbait today. Really nice one too. He just jumped like 2 or 3 feet out of the water. Oh yes. There we go guys. Check that out. He freaking bent the spinnerbait like crazy. Yeah, but what I found out, guys, a lot of the fish, I'm angling my boat with the waves and I'm casting against. I guess I don't really know what I'd call it. I'm cutting the waves in half, so I'm going with the waves and they're tearing it up. Nice fish on the spinnerbait. Alright guys, gonna throw it back in the water. Nice fish.